Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Laura, and yeah, it's super exciting for me to be here again and to be part of the Sugar Global Kickoff. Yeah, and again, it's crazy how engaging your sugar spirit is. It's like a little time travel for me. Yeah, my plan for the next 10 minutes is to share my personal sugar war story with you, which is actually not a real war story. What I want to share are my insights from the last couple of years that I was part with the Sugar Network, and I hope this will be helpful for you for your personal sugar journey. And if there was nothing helpful for you, then at least it was a little bit entertaining. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself briefly. I'm Laura, and I work as an innovation manager at Hook Coburg. Hook Coburg is a large insurance company located here in Germany. And right now I'm sitting here in my home office in Germany. And now I want to find out a little bit more about you. So can you please post in the chat where you are located right now? So are you spread all over the world, or are you all sitting in Nice? Where are you? Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Most of you, they are in Nice. That's nice. It's pretty cool that this happens this year. 2 from Melbourne. Also. Yeah, cool. Then welcome everyone. Poland. Yeah, pretty cool. But I'm the only German in here. Oh, no, you're only sitting in it. I got it. Yeah. So yeah, cool. All right, then let's move on. Yeah, got it. All right. So if you take a look at this timeline here, you can probably better understand why I have some stories to share with you. I've been connected to the Sugar Network for quite a long time, and I have had different roles in it. So I studied industrial engineering at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, located in Karlsruhe in Germany, and I took the sugar course during my master's studies. And after that, I became a teaching assistant and continued to work as part of the teaching team at KIT after finishing my studies. And since last December, I've changed my job and now work at Hook Coburg. Hook Coburg has also been a part of the Sugar Network for quite a long time, and as a corporate partner. And now I'm there to support the sugar team on the corporate side for the second time now. I would now like to share with you how I experienced those different roles and what the differences and the challenges are. I can absolutely understand that right now, you at the beginning of your sugar program, you're completely focused on yourself. And but I also think that it can be very helpful for you to get to know the different perspectives from the sugar stakeholders as early as possible, because as you know, it's all about empathy. So let's travel back in time. In 2015, I took the sugar course during my studies and ended up in team BASF. The BASF is a large chemical company in Germany, and they gave us a challenge from the universe of dietary supplements. It produces such as vitamin C, iron, or magnesium. And our task was to incentivize users to use dietary supplements, but in a preventive way. And in the end, we developed a service aimed at family mothers. Oh, can you please mute yourself? I think it's Lay. Oh, I can mute it. Problem solved. So it was about, we developed a service for mothers because we identified them as the health managers of the family. So this was my setup during this course. What I want to share with you is my perspective and my learnings throughout this phase. Because I realized that the methodology around design thinking, the core teaching content of this course is what is taught after the first month or two. I got it. It's all about user testing, prototyping, getting interviews. That's pretty straightforward. So got it. But then I realized after the first month or two that the real project and the actual learning process only begins. Because first, it becomes increasingly complex to organize and to manage the project and the project outcome. This is something you have to learn. At the beginning, you might think design thinking process, that's quite simple. Got it. But then your path ends up looking like this. While it's good and important that your output is wild and messy, because that's good for your innovative insights, for your creativity, and it's a lot more fun. It's certainly also very painstaking and it's hard to sustain. And the second big learning for me was that also team management and communication is critical. It's critical to success and also very time consuming. Again, here you might ask yourself, what does she mean? How bad can it get? Sure, we'll be working together super hard, intensively and under pressure over a long period of time, but come on, how bad can it get? And trust me, believe me here, I've seen blood, sweat, and tears at all times of the day. And after 3 or 4 months, the latest, even the last curtains falls, and you will see the true faces of your colleagues. Don't get, I'm dramatizing a little bit. Don't be too scared. But of course, I'm sure that all of you have great teammates. What I want to stress here is that please be aware that a healthy team needs a lot of time and a lot of attention. So my main insight here for you is take good care of your team. I want you to spend the half of your team budget on team visits, for example, or please establish inter-university partner teams within your project team and take care for yourself. If you feel stressed or at the edge of your capacity, others might feel this, or they might feel the same way. And I'm repeating myself, it's all about empathy. All right, let's move on to my next phase. It's the new perspective as a teaching team. In 2016, I first became a teaching assistant, and then after finishing my studies, I worked at the Institute of Information Systems and Marketing at KIT. So as part of the teaching team, I held the lecture, I coached the teams, I cared for the corporate partners, and I organized some of the sugar events. Here, my absolutely highlight was helping to organize the global kickoff in China 2 years ago, together with Maya. There, we also made a lot of yoga. Maya is really into this. So what I want to point out here is, as part of the teaching team, you take on a much more superordinate role. So suddenly you're no longer focusing on just one team and one challenge, but many. And it may sound strange, but it wasn't until the second run through for me that I fully understood the purpose of all the phases from the design thinking process. So what I want to say is that teaching opens up a completely different view on the methodology than applying it yourself. Apart from that, my biggest learning in this role was what it means to be a coach. It means that at a certain point of time, the students, they overtake the coach in terms of their knowledge. The students are the ones conducting the interviews, gaining the insights, and they dig deeper into the subject than most of the people on the corporate side. So the task of the teaching team is then to challenge the team, to support them methodically, But in terms of content, the students, they become the new experts. What does that mean for you right now? Trust me, you will come to a point where no one tells you what to do. And then you have to decide that this also applies to hurdles or to difficulties. If you don't find a workaround, no one else will. I'm sure that over time you will develop the knowledge and the courage to make your own decisions and to stand up for them. And I hope this happens as early as possible. Within the Sugar network, no one else will stop you from doing so. So I want you to take ownership for your Sugar project, because yeah, no one else will. So in December last year, I moved from Karlsruhe to Coburg. The city Coburg is a smaller city than Karlsruhe. There's a lot of excellent beer here and a lot of nature. So far, I pretty much enjoyed being here. In the innovation management team at Hook Coburg, we conduct innovation workshops for the company. We create a market screening regarding competitors and startups, and we manage the innovation network to the outside world. And as I said, Hook Coburg has been involved in the Sugar network for 5 years now, and now another round is starting with Hook as a corporate partner. So my perspective on the network as a corporate partner is again completely different than those ones before. What I have to stress here is that the last year's class was a special one because, as you all know, face-to-face events, they weren't simply possible, and the team worked completely virtually. That makes a big difference because it's much more difficult to spark creativity and to conduct interviews. Still, the team did a great job, and they developed a customer interaction app for us called Emma. Here you see some screens. Yeah. What surprised me as a corporate partner the most was how far away I was from the team, the process and the learnings from each phase. So before, I was really deep in the daily topics, and I now afterwards I was getting only little global insights at only 3 points throughout the whole Sugar course. Yeah, that's very little. And from my experience, yes, and of course I knew how hard the students are working and the way how they are working. But my colleagues, they didn't know, and for them it was quite a black box. Yeah, you have to know for corporate partners, it's not normal that for a long period of time they don't know where the project is going, and for them it was really hard to bear. And important for me to realize that the communication with the company is so important. If they are disconnected, they are lost, or they dissatisfied, yeah, that's pretty bad for the project. Aside from that, my main takeaway for you is when you're engaging with your corporate partner, stop trying to be pleasant, start being provocative. You are the ones who bring new ideas to the company. You're the students. If you don't do it, no one else will. You have to tell them what they don't want to hear. In a normal case, you tell your business partners something they don't know. And in the best Sugar case, you have insights for them that cause them to question existing views and carry these thoughts on to their colleagues. So please stop being nice and pleasant. Start asking as many awkward questions as you can and get on their nerves. Don't be afraid here. That's exactly what is expected from you. All right. Then I hope with these 3 insights, I've done my best to prepare you for your personal sugar journey. It was great to be here. And my last word, if you have any questions or if you need any help, feel free to contact me.